Okay, mediocre people of YouTube. Quick video here to talk about, as I'm out here working on the boat, and what's going on with this focus here. What are we doing? There we go. Out here working on the boat. I need to get this interior finished up. Actually, well, started and finished. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about if you're thinking about buying a boat and you want to keep it nice, you know, what it takes to maintain a boat's finish. And I'm doing this for your own good, because if you are thinking about buying a boat, you know, you need to understand something, that, you know, this is a 30-year-old boat and it is in very, very good shape for 30 years old, and it's because it's been maintained all around, but the finish has been maintained. Okay. This year I had to wet sand the entire sides, both sides of the boat. Needed to be wet sanded, and in fact this gray part here could use a little more, but this year it needed to be wet sanded before it could be cleaned, then buffed, then waxed. And this is an ongoing process. Okay, this is non-stop every year, and it's not bad. And I'm not saying that because I think, oh, my eyes are so much better than yours. It's just that I know what I'm looking for, and I can see into the future. I can predict what's coming, you know, if I don't deal with it soon. And I will probably deal with this side in the fall. I don't know if it'll show up on camera here, but we still got some oxidation in this area here. Keep in mind, this just had a wax on it yesterday. I just washed and waxed it. We've still got some oxidation here that I didn't completely get when I wet sanded it, meaning there needs to be more wet sanding. And if you can't tell here, I believe I have a spot right here that will show up on camera. Can you see this up in here, how it's kind of trying to see if I can get an angle there. See right there how that's kind of pinkish? Well, that's what's going to continue if that is not addressed, you know, very soon. Maybe you can see around the outdrive here, this kind of pinkish color coming in here. That's oxidation, and that is enough oxidation that needs to be wet sanded. This whole rear needs to be wet sanded. It was not wet sanded this year. This is the first year that I've wet sanded this boat. I believe it's the first time it's been wet sanded. Had I known about that, I've been wet sanding years ago. It's a lot easier to cut oxidation off. As you know, this boat's well maintained, so you know I wasn't having to use anything below 1200 grit, you know, in order to get the oxidation off, until I got to the bottom here. The bottom, I've been waiting and hoping and waiting that I get somebody that has a boat hoist that'll let me put it up on their hoist so that I can get up in here and do what I need to do. This bottom desperately needs to be wet sanded. I did a portion of it, what I could get to, just so that it's not horrible looking when it's going down the lake, going through the water. And I think I used 800 grit on it, and maybe 600 grit, I don't know. I don't remember. But it's bad under here. And I know it's not bad in comparison to some other boats, but this isn't other boats, okay? And, you know, it's important to me that, you know, if you're going to have a boat, it's important to me, it's important that you maintain it, you know? You put a lot of money into these things. Yeah, they're a lot of fun and everything else, but you put a lot of money into these things, and they should be well taken care of. I'm going to do another review of this boat because I lost it on my old YouTube channel, but I actually did a full review on this boat several years ago on another channel I had. So I just got done touching up the waxing. I needed to do the tops here all the way around the front and all that, and I went ahead and did that. So for right now I'm finished with waxing. Okay. I don't plan on waxing this again. It'll be going in the water shortly and staying more down in the water shortly, before the 1st of July. And I will probably pull it out somewhere around 1st or 2nd week of August, and at that time it'll get waxed again. If I do that, then when I pull it out in the fall, which will probably be the end of September, October, mid-October at the latest, if I pull it out, say, end of September, mid-October at the latest, and put a coat of wax on it, then, I may get away with not having to use cleaner on the wheel next season. Of course, I'm going to touch up the areas I want to touch up where the oxidation is, but what I'm getting at is hopefully I will not have to go through a full cleaning of this boat, because I'm getting to the point now where I have to get some people to help me, because it's just too much by myself. So there you go. When it gets out of storage, you wash, you wax. A couple weeks later, you wax again before it goes into the water. If it's been in the water for a month, pull it out and wax it, if you have that luxury. I know some of you guys have bigger boats. You don't have the luxury of taking it out. But a lot of you guys have rack storage and trailers like I do. And, you have the luxury of, pulling it out. So, in the summertime, figure on pulling it out once a month and giving it a full wax. Alright, let me get to products here. So as far as products go, on this boat and on all fiberglass, and as a matter of fact I use this on my cars as well, for wax I use Mother's California Gold. Okay? And that is the only wax I use. I also use it in its liquid form, and it's very good. It's probably not as good of a as the paste wax, but it does the job for a quick wax. When it comes to cleaning products, I use 3M products only now. I used to use some Meguiar's products. Meguiar's products, as of last year at least, have been watered down to probably 50% of what they used to be. And get this, guess who purchased Meguiar's? 3M. So I suppose it's just a moneymaker for 3M, but as far as I'm concerned, Meguiar's products as of 2020, they're garbage. Their wax, I guess, maybe it's alright still. I haven't tried it. I don't use it. 3M products with the 3M name on it, not the products made by 3M, but products that are made by 3M and actually have the 3M name on them. They will, in general, be very good products all the time. This is a product I use after I wet sand, if I wet sand at all. Okay, if I don't wet sand, I still use this as my number one to cut and clean. My number two is another 3M, Finesse Glaze, and this goes on. I use a what do you want to call it? A sponge wheel, whatever you want to call it, foam pad for this. And what this does is that this gives you that glass finish, and once you've got that glass finish on, then I go over it with the hand. You understand, with these products I'm using a machine, I'm using a wheel, okay? Kind of got things packed up half-ass here, but I'm using a wheel. When I'm using the cleaner and cutting product, that purple bottle there, I'm using a wool pad on my wheel. When I'm glazing, I am using a foam pad. Foam pads nowadays come in many different consistencies and grits, and I use a super fine grit, basically no grit, when I'm finishing and getting that, bringing out that glass finish. And then once that's done, it's all handwork from there, and it is all hand waxing with Mother's California Gold paste wax, and that's where it's at. After that it's onto the interior, and I'm out here and I'm trying to finish up a little bit of waxing I wanted to do yesterday. I washed and waxed the whole thing, and then today I just had to do some touch up on waxing. And I was thinking to myself, unless you've done this type of stuff, or unless you currently own a boat and you're maintaining it as well maintained as this boat is, you just can't appreciate what goes into, you know, keeping a boat looking this good. You just can't. I mean, I know I see people say, you know, oh wow, it looks so nice and everything else, and that's great. It's always nice to hear compliments on how nice your boat looks, but you know, they really don't understand that it is, you know, it is non-stop maintenance. It is non-stop cleaning and waxing, wash, rinse, repeat. And then when it comes, then you still gotta clean the interior. Again, this is an original interior. Oh, what am I using on my interiors these days? I am using, let me find the bottle for you guys. Fuck it, I'm not gonna worry about editing too much. This is the stuff I'm using on my seats. 303 Aerospace Protectant. Got turned on to this a couple of years ago, and very, very impressed. Not only do I use it on my interior of my boat, but interiors of other vehicles, as well as my tires. I do the entire tire. Every 90 days I spray the entire tire. And I got these tires in 2015, I believe. There's several thousand miles, at least 30,000 miles on these tires, I'm sure. And as you can see, they're in excellent shape. There's a video here on YouTube of a guy talking about that stuff, using it on tires. The reason I started doing it, because he was showing a vehicle which had over 100,000 miles on tires, and what they'd done is they sprayed it on there every 90 days, and those tires just, man, I mean, you really get the life out of the tires. I'm doing them on my boat trailer tires as well. Anything rubber, all my belts, engine belts, everything like that. That's what I'm using, and as well as my seats. You know, the most important part of this product when it comes to boats is that you've got this ultimate UV protection. Anything you can get to help the sun's rays. I'll just show you real quick, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this side, this gray, was wet sanded not long ago, and I'm trying to pick up an area with the camera here where you can see that it already has oxidation on it because of the sun beating on it, okay? And I didn't have my mooring cover on, and that's, there we go. If we can catch this angle, maybe. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not and see what I'm seeing, but there is a beginning of some oxidation on there. That's what the sun does, and so that's what it's doing to your fiberglass. Imagine what it's doing to your interior. So yeah, we've managed. These seats are, you know, 33 years old, same age as the boat, and this interior is in, you know, very good condition. There's no tears, no nothing. And you know, the other huge part of that is, guys, you got to keep your boats dry, man. You've got to keep these interiors dry. If you cannot keep it dry, don't take it out. Don't take your boat out if you know it's going to rain. And the worst thing in the world that you can do is get it wet inside here and then put the cover on it and walk away for 4 or 5 days or 2-3 days. It dry rots these interiors like nobody's business. I mean, it's bad, man, and a lot of people don't realize that either. But yeah, keep them dry. Short little video for you guys. I got a lot more content coming, but as you can see, boat is keeping me busy. So until next time, peace out.